Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of the Latin Empire at Resource 4, where we are intending to exploit the knights a bit to get the papacy. So really it would be best if I had a few armies over there. On the land I'm going to want at least 40,000, but I prefer to have 60,000. Because how many do the knights have is a big question. It will be important to know. Because if the knights have too many to land 20,000 on, it could complicate matters. Now, using them, what I hope to achieve is get at least one other province from up here. I prefer to get Ancona and then Umbria. It costs nothing, does it? We must do something that is much more advantageous. Can Ukraine... Yeah, Ukraine can't fabricate on me. So, that's lovely. Lose arrogance. So, I imagine anything below 20,000 is good for me to attack with a single army. The knights, 9,000. They're not very strong then, are they? That's lovely. I am really happy about that. Thank you, Sweden. Now, if I attack the papacy and reduce their strength through the knights, should I full annex the knights? I'm not sure. That means one army alone could easily do in the papacy. The knights, so I'll be able to just land them on their face and it'll ruin them very easily as well. So in that case, I'll exploit the papacy's allies to get the papacy itself. Hopefully if I get these two provinces I'll be able to take a seat back for a while I digest my findings, and then take the rest of their land later on. Because this is very rich land, and I would not be all that surprised if it got a lot of aggressive expansion for a small amount of land to be gained. Now, I shouldn't need overwhelmingly high force. I should only need 60,000 to neuter the papacy quite effectively. And you are going to be transported to... Oh, well, it happens to be there by coincidence in the perfect place for it. Well, isn't that lovely? Anyway, Treasury Office and Town Hall will enable me to get my next set of ideas. And what I'm going to go for is very simple. It's going to be defensive ideas most likely for the morale, or quality ideas to try and deal more losses to them. However, the early army tradition would be very, very nice. And about the walls, well, let's see. We're to get one in Constantinople at least. The maintenance is higher, you know. So we don't want to build 1,000 of them. But quite a few in the east is rather welcome. This will decrease cost a little, but that's a penalty that is paid. France is never going to lose these scores. No, it can eventually lose these scores. And I could convert them to Greek to make him lose them faster, which would be quite funny. Why are the Knights so far behind on military as well? They're 3 techs behind pretty much everyone else. That'll make it landing on their island even more laughable, really. Bloody hell, this looks like it's going to be quite the RCA. Let's have a look for this province. What was this doing? It's growing. Yeah, it's not really going to be any worth of doing that, so let's just up it. Let's look at our eastern troops then. What do these fellas look like? Yeah, that's pretty eastern to me. Looks pretty eastern. They're unlikely to respond to an attack against me. Stop building a spy network. We have to act with a bit of speed here. One of the generals I had just died. I'm not going to call them in as a co-belligerent, but I am gonna. So you get in there. You're the siege guy. One army is going to be there for sieging them up. So if I break the papacy up, which will be rather enjoyable, I think. So the papacy is equal in tech to me. However, he has about a third of the troops. France and Andalusia are apparently fighting. Andalusia is losing quite severely. They're still using pikes against guns, but they're not doing too bad. But they're dead. They had a 6-shock general, that explains a bit. So that fort is going to be quite resistant due to its things. So once I can, I will full occupy the papacy and see what I could push out of them. That alone is for Jesus Christ. I would no, that is not a good idea. A single province from them is more than enough to earn the coalition of Western Europe. That's a very bad thing, I'll be honest. My generals are just... Okay, Poland, you're here. Okay. I can just about manage that without getting too much aggressive expansion. Now the papacy army gets to feel the might of 40,000 Latin troops. We shall make a slow slithering advance up Italy. What on earth? Did I roll that badly that they were able to, like, you know, just do that? Let's destroy the papal army just to ruin them a bit more. Portugal shaping up to be a very large power, which could be a very big issue for me in the future, especially since he seems to be allied with the French. Might have retreated to there. If he has, he has. And in the long run, I do intend to eventually connect this land up by land. He's gone over there. Knew he was going to do something annoying, and of course he breaches the walls in his first try, of course. Let's get a few troops over there. You go to Romagna. You both select, please. We're going to go and fight some Papal States troops. The Knights will cease to exist. No, he does not want to... Okay. Take it. Knights. Lovely. Let's convert both of these then to the true religion. Poland is gonna go back to wherever he was and be happy about it, probably. Let's get this. Christ, no. Ideas wise, I shall take... It's one of these three. Defensive, quality, or quantity. So it's way up. You're the army tradition, better generals. More morale, better fighting, a guaranteed pip, less land maintenance, fort maintenance and defences changed for the better. Attrition for enemies, which would be very beneficial, and land attrition down, which has actually been quite a large amount of my losses. Quality would give me better infantry. You're the army tradition. Fineness, better cav ability. Better ships, which I can actually use a bit. Mass battery, which is better artillery, and discipline. Quantity would just, you know, give me more of everything. I think defensive is arguably better. But quality in this situation might prove to be better purely because that will increase their losses, and I do get the army tradition either way, and I do want both of these. But this fort maintenance thing here is actually very strong. I'm going to take defensive. That is my decision for now. I'll get a defensive idea, and then I'll have the... So, it's yearly army tradition right off the bat, which at the moment would actually give me a positive income of army tradition. So I'm going to require a few admin points. When I get it, and well, they're both about to be finished converting, so I'll be able to call one now, and the next will take a bit longer, but I think one's a territorial call, which is Umbria, the other isn't. I think it's part of a state I actually have. Yeah, this one. So, this here I'm going to grab. Max promoted cultures, trade company, and Gallias. So I can work with that quite nicely, I think. Let's call this one first anyway. They're both relatively nicely developed provinces. I got 37 development overall from that. What was the development in here? Mainly tax and manpower, which is good. This one is tax and development, which with wines, not grapes, is pretty good. And I do think I need to do a bit more culture conversion. Now, in effect, what I think I want to do the most is, with the Egyptians, I do need to find a way to, I need not to find a way, I need to wait for an opportunity. One where they're extremely weak as well as their allies, so I can pounce upon them and hopefully break them up. Why am I leader of this league? I don't want to be. Okay, let's weigh up our options. Me and Sweden, Poland and Lithuania, alongside the Palatinate and Bohemia, would have a very high amount of troops. I would contribute 140,000. Poland and Lithuania would contribute a further 150. Sweden contributes 71, and Great Britain contributes about 58,000. Bohemia, which is weaker, is not going to contribute as many, but it's still 35,000 troops, which is rather good. The Palatinate have 30,000 further. So that is pretty good for us. They, on the other hand, have 150,000 from the French, who are currently actually quite weak. 100,000 from the, 110,000 now from Ukraine, who's very large and very strong. And then they'll have a further, if I can find it, 60,000 from Brandenburg. And then there's all the miners in the HRE. Is Portugal as part of their league? Yeah, Portugal is part of their league, sadly. Who therefore contributes a further 43,000. And then from there on out, it's more small nations. 27,000 from Nuremberg. Treviso has 23,000. The papacy isn't even in it anymore. Styria's probably contributing nothing. They're right on my border. 10,000, which I'd probably actually crush pretty much immediately. So I might go up to them and get ready to do that now. But that will have to wait till next episode if there is a religious league war. Is there a map mode for it actually? I would like to check that. Looks like there isn't. The best thing I can hope for is, yeah, they're all going to vote for Brandenburg anyway, so I can't really do anything about that. And, well, is there anyone else that would join the League war? If I declared on him now, enemy allies, all of them, no doubt would join. All of these would join, and, well, I'd have my PUs on my side. Kawars wouldn't join, of course, because it's a distant war, as they put it. But it's definitely an advantageous position that I could use to my advantage. Is Ukraine and France are the two strongest players of theirs, and they're totally isolated. On the other hand, the only real one of ours that is isolated would be the power net, who's the furthest west of us. And to be honest, I just realised I could actually exploit the forts I have now got a little to delay the French a little more in this place here. The French would likely go there and try to siege them immediately. So if I have those as available as level 4 forts, and they're coastal as well, and France can't do anything, they'll probably dedicate a few troops to that, and take a while as well. Now, on the other side of things, I would likely be able to exploit a few alliance networks here to take some land in northern Italy and eventually connect all of this up. It'll take a little of a bit of effort, but I can definitely do it. And possibly attack Pisa to get Provence. Take this province and this province, which are both very expensive and probably only a lot of iron. Could take this Provence, and then that, and then I'd probably, you know, have to wait a while in between each one, but I could definitely advance province by province through northern Italy to connect this up, and to connect this up, and eventually just have Italy. Then again, maybe I could vassalize someone. Provincial economic base is apparently strong. That's cute, isn't it? But anyway, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye for now.